The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
Hello and welcome to episode 200 of Video Games to the Max. We should have probably been at 200 a long time ago, but we finally made it. The idea was to record the night of the Nintendo Direct, but that didn't happen. Then my daughter got sick and then stuff happened, so we're recording tonight. But thankfully in that time I played a lot of games. Mark has also played quite a few games that... we'll talk about. Yeah, that you've also played. It helps. Lately, that's been happening. So, anything happening with you?
Not really. Hoping to buy another Dragon Dagger soon.
Those are always neat to have. Well, I mean, of course, we are the official games podcast of W2Mnet.com, and we are in association with 4media.com and Last Word on Life as well. You can follow me at WTimSean and Mark is at Humanity Plague. And, of course, you know, if you've heard our podcast before and you want to give us a nice little review on iTunes, that always helps. Go search Video Games to the Max and give that review or that 5 stars or whatever it is you feel like we deserve there. Or maybe you're checking us out on video on YouTube here. So we appreciate that as well. Or on one of the various sites that I just talked about. So a lot of stuff to get into. Before we talk about games, though, before we talk about some nice rosy stuff, sadly we got to talk about big layoffs. Big layoffs at a major jointed company that announced record revenues, but then also laid off 800 people.
More than that at this point.
Yeah, more than that at this point, too. I don't know if the French Blizzard ones count as separate or they count as part of that. Because that was
I think they're separate, but I mean, they announced it like a week or two later, or like a week later.
Yeah, I think they officially haven't been let go yet because of French labor laws. That takes a while, apparently, but
give it time.
Supposedly they're going to let go 134 of the 400 people that they have on staff. So yeah. That's not great. The games industry has a bad. It's just the way it is with the game industry. You have jobs moving. Constantly. There's a constant flow of, the big companies, they tend to retain people, but, even the big companies, when they crunch up for a game, you'll add staff, then you'll remove staff. Some people get to stay on, some get to go, and then they might even have to go to a different country or whatnot. But some of these people that got affected at Blizzard and Activision have been there for years. In fact, the Blizzard PR guy, or one of the Blizzard PR guys, the one that gave us the World of Warcraft code last year, he was let go. And he'd been there for, I think, 12 years? Somewhere between 12 and 15 years. And, to think somebody that had been with that company that long, just because of what Blizzard's going through, right? There's an announcement of they have no huge game coming out in 2019. But they've been told to ratchet up production on games. That's why they're making all these mobile games and everything else.
It could help if Blizzard got it the hell away from Activision.
Could they at this point?
No, because I think Activision technically owns Blizzard.
Yeah, so that's the problem. We've talked about how Activision is now kind of seeping into Blizzard as far as what they want them to focus on. They've already, like I said, wanted to rack up the production of games. So this meant that PR people, publishing people, people that weren't in the development side got affected the most. Destiny, they just lost Destiny 2, or Destiny period. So they had people coming to work. They used to work for Destiny that a lot of them got let go, and that also worked at High Moon Studios and everything else. Man, it's sad to see all this happen, right, for all these people.
It makes me really question why they gave Destiny 2 away during Christmas. Like, it was some last-ditch effort.
I think that's what it was, really. They were trying anything they could to get people to be playing Destiny.
Yeah.
And, I think by that point, I think the negotiations had already been happening. And maybe Activision was like, oh, let's just, whatever, try to get what we can out of it before we let it go off to Bungie.
I mean, you want to know the really sad part is, at this point, Blizzard has more franchises than Activision. Activision has Call of Duty and Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, technically Crash and Spiral, or Reignited, or...
I mean, yeah, but they're not going to make another one. I mean, they just mined those games out for, re-releases. I mean, Crash Team Racing will probably do okay, but it's not going to, sell 20 million units or something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing is, I also got to think about Blizzard's esports got hit the hardest as well.
I mean, I think they're kind of stagnating, or I mean, if not losing people, because I mean, this battle royale stuff or Fortnite is taking off so big.
Well, yeah, they had the Heroes of the Storm all of a sudden get cut,
And I mean, from what I've heard, not Overwatch, Hearthstone's probably next.
Yeah, well, I think all of it is starting to get cut because the biggest proponents that they had of esports are now gone. And
I think StarCraft 2 might probably stay around, but it'll be smaller. I mean,
yeah, it'll be, and then that's starting to get outside of outside of the country, U.S. thing. It's more of
I mean, that kind of always was.
But yeah, I mean, think about it. They decided, if we go back to what you were saying with Activision and what they have, is they have 3 studios dedicated to Call of Duty.
And then they have a few ancillary studios that support that, like Raven, I think, does that too.
Well, they have Sekiro coming out. Or I'm just going to say Sekiro. I'm sorry if that's the wrong way you pronounce that game.
From Software Game?
Yes, but they're publishing it.
Yeah, but that's publishing. It's not developing.
They're getting money out of it, though. So, I mean, they let the Guitar Hero basically it's dead again. They canceled the online service that had most of the songs, so they started refunding people.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I didn't think that they would do something like that, but that's nice, I guess.
When I heard, it's a bummer, because, I mean, I know you're a big Rock Band 4 guy, but
yeah, people
compared those two, and a lot of people seem to like Guitar Hero Live more.
Yeah, they just didn't keep supporting it. That was the problem. Whereas even though Rock Band's only getting 2 songs a week, they're still supporting it and making...
Well, I think Guitar Hero had, they had that live channel thing, but they had, also a pass. Spend $5 or whatever, and you can play any song you want for 24 hours.
Right.
What Rock Band should have had, a decade ago.
I don't know. I don't think that that's their problem, is the DLC model. I mean, it's $2, and they only put out 2 songs a week, and I mean, I only buy songs every now and then. I mean, they release 2 Heart songs that are, awesome, and then I'll go maybe a month without, if something else comes out. So it's it's not as frequent as it used to be. They know it. They're basically just keeping it alive for the people that are playing it, and I guess that's cool. You know, I mean, they let Skylanders kind of die
That's
off.
gone. Yeah.
You know, Tony Hawk has been dead.
And they salted the earth with that one.
You know, Geometry Wars, they decided not to really bring that back either.
Geometry Wars 3 was a weird game.
Yeah, so it's, like you said, you know, they lost the Marvel license, the Transformers license. So, yeah, when you sit there and look at their games from the past, I want to say 5 years or so, it falls into those categories.
I mean, trying to bring back Pitfall, I guess.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what they did for the most part, was a bunch of licensed games. You know, Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon, a bunch of Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah.
And you're going. I mean, to their credit, Call of Duty is still doing Call of Duty numbers.
But it's still not as big as it once was. I mean, clearly, because they all but said it underperformed. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's still number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's if you have these lofty expectations every year, which to their credit, they did announce that the one that's coming out this year is going to have single player. But
good, I might actually buy it then.
But they were saying that because it's not Black Ops, which is the franchise of Call of Duty that does the best, they're expecting it's not going to do as well. So maybe that will help them in the long run or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends what era the new game is set in or what unique hook it has.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sitting here going through the list of games, like franchises that I don't know that they have anything that they could just bring out of the mothballs.
No, I mean, they really don't. I mean, Blizzard has, I mean, it may not be doing too well, but they have Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, you know, the big 3.
Yeah, exactly. Blizzard has, that's why they're making Blizzard make more games, because they know that Blizzard has the franchises that can get people to buy games, whether it's mobile, whether it's, you know, expansions, you know, for Hearthstone, which is probably one of the reasons why Hearthstone's had so many expansions. People are...
I mean, but Hearthstone is kind of stagnated, too. Like, that's
oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, Activision's whole model is running something into the ground.
And that's sort of what they do. And then, like, the meta's, not just that the meta's stagnating, people are starting to go to other games. Luckily, I think for them, Artifact didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Or it looks like it didn't. Gwent is there.
Not the same thing. Because
Yeah.
It's pretty story-based.
Right. I'm trying to think of anything that's...
I mean, there's a few Steam other card games, but no one... I think the Magic game does fairly well.
Yeah, I think most of the ones that people are playing right now are sort of mobile-based.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's, number one, it's awful for these people that the only ones that kind of knew anything were the ones that were, I mean, to be fair, it's a legal thing, right? It's called a quiet time where they can't say anything.
Yeah.
Not every job, like luckily for me, when that happened, they had to let us know that the store was closing.
Yeah, but it's not like,
I
mean, when you got laid off from Kmart, it's not like the Series CEO was like, oh, this is our best year ever. Like, you got laid off and the stores closed because the company was in, trouble.
Right, and that's what, when you think about it, though, when you look at it, I mean, the Destiny people, I don't know that everybody could have been safe, because how many studios do they really have to be able to put all those people in?
Oh yeah.
And again, most of those people were not game dev.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think it's funny when they say like, oh, we just laid off 800 people, but hey, game developers, come work for us. It's like,
right, yeah.
are you in your damn mind? Like, no way would I work for you.
I mean, the nice thing is that game industry tends to take care of each other, and there was already immediately people saying, hey, here's a huge Google Doc of everybody that's hiring. The problem is that for all the ones you have in the California area, you have so many other ones that are like in other countries where that's the whole thing of you uprooting your entire family and saying, I may not even speak this language, but that's the job I got.
Hanging out in the Czech Republic, going to work for, some Russian or quasi-Russian studio.
Yeah, or Sweden or Norway or Spain or whatever. It's like, it's not always simple just to go to the next thing. And it's nice that they got severance packages or whatever, but this is why people, you can say what you want about unions. Unions don't guarantee if this wouldn't happen. It's just capitalism and this is going to happen, and it sucks. But unions would make it to where they get a seat at the table to where it wouldn't be this bad.
Yeah.
And you would know about it way beforehand as well. So I hate having to talk about sad news, but I wanted to kind of get out of the way instead of like go back and forth between, talking games and big news and then having to go into the sad stuff. So moving on from that, heart goes out to all those people that lost jobs. Hopefully they find work relatively quickly.
Or they form like new Blizzard or something.
I mean, we've already seen Telltale devs form the ad hoc studio, and they kind of want to go into the Bandersnatch route. So they really believe in that. So we'll see how that goes. A lot of people made a big deal about Bandersnatch, and people in the film industry that don't play games were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And you're sitting there going, "Yeah, we've seen this a bunch." you know?
I mean, they're just idiots that don't focus on their specific, job or whatever. So they have no concept of, choose your own adventure or whatever legal term they're going to call it now.
Yeah, I mean, I played it, watched it one time. I thought it was kind of neat. So to do that while you're on Netflix, as far as, being this super intuitive thing, we've been doing that for years in games, so it's not anything new. But
it should have been. They should have had a pop-up saying, "This person will remember this."
That would have been the culmination right there. Let's just do that in there. But so we've been playing. I'll be right up front. We didn't get codes for the Big 3, and I just haven't had time to play Crackdown 3 yet. I have Game Pass. I haven't had time to play it, but the other ones, I'm still waiting to hear back on Anthem. The other two we did not get codes for, and to be honest, when you have other games that you're already playing for review or whatever, it's hard to sit there and go, let me spend $120 on games that are not getting are mediocre or average or whatever.
Yeah, because nominally, I'd be pestering you for for Far Cry or maybe Anthem, but the reviews haven't been great, and I have had no interest in playing them. I mean, the game I pester you about is some weird painter first-person game, not Anthem or Metro Exodus or something.
Yeah, it seems like Anthem just has a lot of design issues that they need to figure out.
It's not as dire as Fallout 76 at least, but yeah.
It's stuff that I think they can fix over time. It seems to be especially problematic on PC, and it has like issues with warping, like you're trying to start a mission and it warps you in and you have no idea where you are in the mission. The place where you start at is very slow, and your people walk really slow, and it doesn't deliver the story very well either. So, hopefully BioWare can get that fixed. I'm sure it will still sell well, but I'm wondering if it's going to be deemed a success by EA or not by the time,
I can assure you that it won't be.
I think that Metro seems to be like they made it too big. Is the big thing I keep seeing is like it's too big and takes away from what makes Metro great. And
well, I mean, it's not literally not set in the Metro anymore. Like you're in a big open world. So yeah.
I saw Jim Sterling talking about he kept running into stuff.
Yeah.
Constantly. Crackdown 3 seems to just be more Crackdown, which if you like Crackdown, then,
I do, but I like Crackdown 12 years ago, not...
I also think that it was kind of weak for all this time you've been waiting, and then the multiplayer isn't really the multiplayer at launch either.
I mean, the fact you get 2 executables when you download the thing is kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that too. Far Cry seems to be more Far Cry. There's a lot more to look at.
It's more colorful, but that's about it.
That being said, if you like Far Cry, then I'm sure you already paid the money for that. The 2 that we're going to talk about that are fairly recent, obviously Jump Force also came out this week. Both of us have been playing it. I don't know exactly where I am because it doesn't really have chapters.
Well,
it just...
The story is bad.
The story is all over the place.
Like, I think you asked me how to start the story, and it's like, I responded with, like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you have to go... Okay, number one, the bad thing is the hub world is ridiculously big for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, they try to paint it as like a social space or something, but I only see 20 people running around at any given time.
Well, to be fair, if you choose to play online, which I did when I was playing it a couple of hours ago.
Oh, so do I. Yeah, but
because when I first played it, I chose to play offline, and there was nobody, like a couple of people that were obviously like NPCs that they'd stuck there. When you go online, you'll see people running around like it was an MMO, and they'll be on like, there's one that's on the Going Merry, and there's stuff that's in like Freeze's little pod thing, and they're running around everywhere.
But it serves no purpose.
Yeah, I know. It's just to make the thing look more lively than it actually is, which doesn't really help make it better.
I don't know if you ever played it. Did you ever play Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
No.
It's the exact same system. Like a whole like world lobby system that's separated into like sectors or like sections.
Yeah, and I don't understand what the point of the teams are when the teams last for, I think, like 5 minutes before the director goes, oh, the teams don't matter now. Yeah, we're just going to go help each other do this.
The way the game starts is you play it like a human, and you get rocked by Frieza, and I think like Goku gives you superpowers from this like cube.
Yeah.
And then you join the Jump Force, which is like all these jump worlds, what they call, like Dragon Ball and One Piece and Naruto. And then, like you're told you can join a team of Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. And like Alpha is like the warriors, Beta is like the the intelligence gatherers, and Gamma is like spies. But it doesn't mean a damn thing in the game.
No, it doesn't really. It's just who goes with you on certain missions and whatever. Like the first mission in the game, it's not really spoiling anything. It happens in like the first 10 minutes. Vegeta is the first one that gets So there's this organization of like villains that have the dark versions of the cube, and
Yeah,
if your heart has any kind, it almost feels like Kingdom Hearts, I swear.
so they're basically corrupted people. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they corrupt Vegeta, and Trunks is technically on Naruto's team, so Trunks and Naruto go to Planet Namek, and that's the only time that you hear something about the teams, because Naruto has to give Trunks permission to go to Planet Namek.
Yeah, and then
And
once you unlock Vegeta, he joins a completely different team from Trunks.
yeah, and it's like, okay. But
The actual fighting isn't great either.
I like the fighting.
Well, it seems,
Yeah, I agree with you that it's kind of all over the place again. Like,
it's really brain dead easy until like the AI difficulty spikes for like no reason, and then you just block everything and throw them because that's unblockable. And
I mean, I had a problem with like sometimes the block button doesn't work.
Yeah, the controls seem
time.
a little. I mean, I'm on PC and you're on Xbox One. The controls seem a little laggy in spots.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's times where the block will work great, and I get to block the whole super move, which is weird, and then like I can't block a bunch of punches.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
There's no reason should be a team game, because you have 3 people on a team, and they all share the same life bar.
I think that was like their one way to make it different than Marvel vs. Capcom or whatever, or Fighters. And I kind of get the idea, so you don't have to manage a bunch of life bars or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, what's the point of the team then? Just have to be a one-on-one fighter.
Technically, it is. I mean, My Hero did the same thing. You all have one life bar, and you can have the people come in for assists or whatever.
I think one of the Naruto games did the same thing also, and maybe Xenoverse too, for all I know.
I mean, it works in practice. Like, the fighting is fun for a while, and like you said, until, like, it took me forever to... I got to the part where you meet the main villain that's apparently the one that's shooting out the cubes.
Yeah.
Not the girl on Namek, the other guy, Kane, or
yeah, with the evil book or whatever.
Yeah, like the dude that's like Yusuke's brother from Yu Yu Hakusho. You have to fight him like 4 times or whatever, and I understand that each time he's supposed to get harder, but it's like it just spikes on the last one where I'm like, holy crap, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So it took me like 5-6 times to beat him, because he has like a freaking super attack where he grabs you and then shoves your face on the ground, and it takes away like half your health.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus, I can't do any, let alone like trying to escape or like block the continuous punches or whatever. He does that one move and half my health is gone. I was like, I can't even do that with like 2 of my special moves.
Yeah, certain moves seem vastly overpowered or underpowered.
Like I have that one of the Sanji kicks as one of my specials, and that thing takes out like half health. But then I do like a Kamehameha or whatever, and it doesn't do jack.
Yeah, it barely hit. I mean, it barely hits, and then when it does like 5% damage.
Yeah. I mean, that's if they don't block it, which they seem to be able to block it all the time.
Also, I find the economy in the game to be super weird.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Yeah, like you start off with a few moves, like the Kamehameha and some Gara sand thing.
Yeah.
If you want to buy like a special move that you know, like Vegeta's Big Bang or something, it's like 7,000 gold. And you start off with like
7,000 is for the big specials, and then 3,000 is for the like regular specials. Yeah.
And I think you start off with like 10,000 gold.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing story missions, you get maybe like 40.
1,000 gold, or
I mean, no, on PC Yeah, it's barely anything.
Yeah. You're not getting it. I mean, I think overall my problem is that it seems to, not to mention like the character models are...
It's ugly.
Stiff and ugly, and they barely move their mouths. So like, here's big Goku, and his little bitty mouth moves, and like nothing else on his body moves.
Yeah, and
it's kind of creepy.
I found the voice acting to be kind of bad.
Well, I mean, it's all Japanese, so there's no dub.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's fine. Right, like but it's like they're just talking about random crap that a lot of times makes no sense, or like the one time they'll make references to somebody else, like Naruto being freaked out that Vegeta's Trunks' dad, or
so it's like Kingdom Hearts.
Also the thing everybody's all up in arms about, guys, stop it. Like, you can say Deku's being racist if you want to, or whatever about Piccolo, but I think some people are just trying to find reasons to be offended. Just stop it. But yeah, look, if you really love all the manga characters, you probably already bought this.
Yeah. Well, you got the key for like your or for yourself. Adam gave me the key. He was like, have fun. And I loaded it up, and I was like, I know Dragon Ball, the main One Piece dude, Naruto, and Yu-Gi-Oh!, and that's it.
Which Yu-Gi is actually really good in that game. But I was surprised, too. I thought he'd be kind of a crappy... Actually, one of the characters I like using a lot is Boa Hancock or whatever, because a lot of her moves are really powerful. But, I mean, she's also one of the 3 female characters in the game, which that's been made a big deal of. Which, you can make a big deal of it, but at the end of the day, it's Shonen Jump, which is geared towards boys.
Yeah, pretty male-dominated.
There's also DLC if you want to add Nami or Robin or Sakura or whatever, you can. They only added 40 characters to start with. Most of them are going to be, the main.
Added in later. Like they didn't even have like Gohan in the game.
Yeah, that was weird.
Majin Buu. Like these are like pretty important Dragon Ball characters.
I was surprised they had 4 Bleach guys, because Bleach got canceled in the manga before they finished it because people weren't reading it. Naruto I expected to have a lot. One Piece got a lot. That's expected to. It's one of their banners that's still going. But some of the ones I'm just kind of like, all right.
Funny, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has 1.
Well, I mean, he really is just that one. Like, what about this little Kaiba in there? But
I mean, or like his little buddy. I mean, those two for sure.
Yeah. Joey? He doesn't really have powers though.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, Light's in there, and he's just there to be an ass. So, which I thought was fine. Like, Ryuk apparently is talking to Light, so that's why he doesn't voice, which is still weird, but yeah. I mean, like, overall, I don't think that Jump Force is great. Again, the fighting's fine. Just everything else about the game just wasn't done well.
I mean, I have more issues even with the fighting, so it's less average for me.
Yeah, I haven't gotten far enough to be bothered with it by now, but I'm sure by the time I get to, like, this set of missions that I just got to, I'm going to be tired of it.
I at least think it's better than, like, Dissidia.
I mean, I don't know how much that's saying anything.
Well, when you played Dissidia, like, that was a way more confusing mess than this game.
Well, yeah, because that had no basis to go on. They were just, here's this game where we're going really fast, we're trying to make it an e-sport, we're doing too much stuff at once, and it's confusing, and,
I mean, you say that, they literally had 2 other games to go off of, but they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
They still kept up. They clung to that stupid armor life bar thing like an anchor.
That annoyed the crap out of me to no end. But so we're both speaking of taking having games to take from God Eater 3, of course, the third game in this franchise, and also you can sum it up by saying a much faster anime version of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you've actually played way more of this than I have. I haven't really touched it that much. I've played like first hour and a half, maybe just hour.
Yeah, I decided I picked a girl for both Jump Force and God Eater. You have to create a character for both games, by the way. Which actually, when you get to later in the story, having a female character almost seems like it was that's who they want you to play as, but I'll let you get there. Yeah, so I love the fact that it's really fast. Like, you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into what you're doing, other than obviously you have to dodge the big boss that's in when you get to obviously when you start there's not bosses in those levels. When you get further along you start getting like mini bosses to end the level. I mean I don't know, what did you think of the little that you played?
I mean, it seemed a little confusing, or like overtly confusing in spots, but it seemed fine, like the last one.
Yeah, they have a lot of systems in there that I'm not touching. Like, I'm not going to make bullets. So you can make bullets. And in fact, if you keep playing the game, they'll add, like, where you can add curves to the bullets and you can add all these other different things to them. I don't even use my gun, to be honest. I just melee the whole time. So I know that that's probably not what you're supposed to do.
Wait until you hit the 24th mission where it's all bullets or something.
I mean, I'm in, like, chapter... there's not chapters, but I'm pretty, like, I want to say almost halfway through, or like at least a fourth of the way through. I don't know what that number, when it says story and mine's at like 25 or whatever, if that means 25% or what that means. It doesn't have percent next to it. But either way, like, I haven't run into... I'm sure if I was playing on hard, there might be a reason for me to... I'm playing on, like, normal.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably some difficulty spike eventually, because that's what Monster Hunter did too.
Oh, I mean, it does get, like, there's mini bosses that will kill you, and you can die, and if the other guy, if one of your people doesn't revive you, you have to, like, you pay a penalty or whatever in your, how much you get in the stats at the end.
Yeah. I was going to say, I like the intro of the story where, like, a prisoner.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good theme throughout of, like, they're trying to overcome being prisoners to, making their own lot in life or whatever. Obviously, your character has special powers that, you'll find out later why they, they're important. But, like, yeah, I just like the fact that it's just really fast-paced, action-y. Your AI partners actually are good. They help you. You can, like, resonate with them so that you can get, like, special abilities. Like, one person will heal you while you're, like, paired with them. Another person will, like, give you, like, better stats. And, like, they have the burst thing. The burst stuff is really cool. And, of course, you have to use your God Eater to devour the enemies so that you get stuff to craft your weapons and upgrade your weapons and stuff. And that system's also very complex if you want it to be. So there's a lot there. If you like Monster Hunter and you just thought maybe Monster Hunter was a little bit too hard, God Eater is like a nice, like, in-between there.
It's also, in the levels I played, the levels seem smaller than Monster Hunters too, which
Oh
is
yeah,
good.
they're much smaller. It's like you just go there. It's the same thing every time. That's the only thing I would say is like it doesn't really change much. It's the same thing every time. You pick a mission. Yes, the like levels change, right? Some of them get longer, but it doesn't really matter. You're just going on the map, finding where the enemies are, which it indicates on the little mini map, and then you fight the mini boss and go on, So I would say, maybe Monster Hunter has a bit more complexity in that it's more of like a lived-in world and it keeps moving along and stuff. God Eater doesn't have that. So, anything you want to talk about specifically?
I picked up Sunset Overdrive on PC. It's fun.
Yes, so
it's
much
a little
fun.
overwhelming in spots, like just having to be cognizant about like grinding and jumping, but also killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still hammering away at Kingdom Hearts.
So where are you at in Kingdom Hearts now?
I just hit Frozen World. I did Monster World or Monster U yesterday, and I did 100 Acre Wood today.
Do you like monsters?
It was okay. It seemed really short.
Yeah, compared to, well, you're about to hit Frozen, which is going to feel like it's going to take forever.
But that's the most popular one probably, so that's why.
Well, and also the Corona felt like it took a long time.
That's the Tangled one?
Yeah.
I thought that was actually fine.
Right.
I actually kind of like that one.
I kind of like the ones that, like, I liked Pirates and Big Hero and Monsters more than the other ones, but...
Wait, you didn't like 100 Acre Wood?
It's...
For all the half hour it took to play?
Yeah, to get the Keyblade's fine that you get. It's just kind of weird.
They've
like,
always
I
had...
felt like I...
They've always had Winnie the Pooh in those games, and it's like, why? Like, they're fun, I guess.
At least the first one, Winnie the Pooh, kind of made sense.
Yeah. But the second
After
and third...
that, they were just putting them in there.
Yeah. Should have made a Gargoyles world.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
You understanding the story at all?
Hell no.
No.
If anything, I'm understanding it less.
That's always fun.
And I finally, you had to tell me how to upgrade the stupid gummy ship, so as you can tell, the stories aren't explained that well in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that they added, like, bosses that just appear for the gummy ship, but other than that, it's the gummy ship.
Yeah.
So.
And the only other thing, I haven't played it, but I want to play Tetris 99. But
I was surprised. I thought you would jump on that from...
Well, I don't have Switch Online.
Oh, okay.
And then also, I'm pretty hesitant to upgrade my Switch, because if I ever want to fuck around with it, I can't.
Oh, okay.
Like, they've been patching out exploits, like, left and right. Like, I saw a video, I think, like, last week that they got, like, N64 emulation working on the Switch, like, perfectly.
Oh, wow.
But
nice.
If you have an up-to-date Switch, you can't really access that.
Hopefully they announce that at E3 or something. Yeah, at least the Super Nintendo, it feels like.
I also finished Gears of War 4.
So what's the final verdict on that?
It was fine. Playing with a friend helped a lot, because I probably wouldn't have finished that game if I didn't have him with me. But it seemed really abrupt and short.
Yep.
And you're rescuing Marcus for like half the game.
That too. Yeah. They had to find a way to put him in there somehow.
Well, yeah, but have him be in your party. Like, he gets kidnapped for like 3 hours in. The next 2 hours you're trying to fight him or find him.
I guess they wanted to give you a reason to have to get used to the new characters. So that was their way of saying, well,
Yeah,
the old guard's not completely gone, but
well, except for the girl, like, the two main guys suck.
I agree with you. I liked the Kate and was it Diaz? Because he just he makes me laugh sometimes with the.
Yeah, but like the main guy is like the most.
Yeah,
boring.
JD is the most vanilla dude.
Yeah, and it was also funny because me and a friend of mine, we glitched one of the like sequences in the game because at some point you get like in a big mech suit.
Yeah.
And you're having to fight like a Brumac or whatever they're called now. So we got the thing down, and it says like press Y to kill it. So my friend pressed Y, but at the same time I like hit it with an airstrike. So it glitched out and became invisible, and then killed us.
Wow.
Because my friend was like, "Wait, what happened?" I was like, "Is it dead?" And it was like hitting him, and I'm like, "I can't see it."
Yeah. Like I have no idea what's going on.
But yeah, you've been playing a lot more games than I have. I'm pretty like just neutral on stuff.
Yeah, so I played one demo that I'll talk about when we talk about the Nintendo Direct stuff. Devil May Cry 5 had a demo out. You can play as Reno. I think that's his name. The one with the short hair.
Okay.
Well, it's not Dante, and it's not. I don't know who the other person is.
Virgil.
So, like, I think the new thing is the arm. Like, you have these like robotic arm things that I forgot what they're called. It was the first thing I played before I started playing all these other games. Now I've forgotten what the names of things. But I like that. Like, it's just all free roaming. There's not really any like load times. It's just the chick comes in with the trailer or the RV. You get out of it. You start killing demons. You have the arm thing that allows you to like. You can even skateboard on one of them, or you can just like shoot like big beams of charge at them and stuff. It's really fun. Like, you fight this big old demon boss at the end, and then the demo ends. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I might check out Devil May Cry 5 when it comes out pretty soon here. So, yeah, I've heard Dante's even more fun, so we'll see how that goes.
I think the only Devil May Cry game I actually liked was that DMC game from Ninja Theory.
Well, isn't that like different than the other ones though?
That's why I liked it.
Yeah. I'm holding out hope, at least. Then playing a Senran Kagura Burst ReNewal, which is a remaster of the first 3DS game, which also follows the storyline of the first season of the anime, if you want to just watch anime instead of play a game. It's Senran Kagura, so they know what they are, and they are not afraid to continue to be that. So, boobs everywhere. Thankfully, my daughter has not walked in. I'm playing it for review, so I can't really just, thankfully I haven't had to explain to my daughter why they're just changing clothes and there's stuff covering, all that. It's like, it plays like all the other Senran Kagura games. It's like cool to see one of the 3DS games be on PS4 and have the same graphics as the Festival Versus game. So it's like a Misu game with also just an action game, because you do get into a bunch of one-on-one fights that go through having to go and beat the other girls from the other, like the evil Shinobi Academy, and then you can go back and actually play the whole game again as the Shinobi. They have like a whole different, it's probably the same story arcs just from their perspective. So there's like 41 missions, story missions, and there's free missions. So if you enjoy those games, there's plenty to play through. Obviously, it gets, kind of monotonous after a while because they gain different abilities, but the attacking never gets any different. So, yeah. It's a Senran Kagura game, so if you bought it, it's because you like that series, and it is what it is.
If you bought it, just buy a Galgun game and go for it.
You can also do that. It's the same publisher, so. Also been playing Mages of Mystralia, which is like a Zelda-like with magic. And it has basically you're a mage that, a female mage, they don't talk. It's all, they make noises. That's the way that they talk. It's all through text. It's really charming in a way, the way they tell you the story. There's a mad king that outlawed magic, and so you're having to be the mage that shows the kingdom that mages aren't bad, and you're going through and gaining different abilities with your magic, and you can put it into the 4 different magics that are there. And you can make all sorts of different cool variations depending on which ones you get by solving puzzles and stuff, and sometimes you have to use that magic to solve puzzles. It's really, really neat the way that they did it. It's I give them so much credit for not only giving you puzzles you have to figure out manually to get some of the different variations on the magic. You also then have to use that to solve other puzzles. And it's all tied into a neat little package. You go to different little worlds and everything else. You're also trying to redeem yourself because you burned down your town by accident. So it's really neat. It's a $20 indie game. It's on Switch and on the other systems. I definitely think you should give it a shot. Honestly, if you like Zelda type games, especially if you're like your magic, because you definitely get a lot of that. And also, I have the novelization of Resident Evil 0 and 1. And basically, I got to the point where I'm at in the book, and then I forgot that I hadn't used an ink ribbon. I used a typewriter when you first get into the room where the typewriter is, and then I forgot to use the ink ribbon because you have to switch between Billy and Rebecca.
Yeah.
And Rebecca has the ink ribbons, and I ran into the room where the damn scorpion is, and the scorpion killed me, and now I have to restart the whole game again. It's not very far. Literally, I think it's took me about, I want to say 20 minutes to get where I was. But still, it's annoying. It's just interesting to have going through and reading the novel and then getting through it in the game and how similar they are and how it took 80 pages to get where they are in that part of the game. But they fill in a lot of the story, and stuff. So it's really neat.
I think that's the one novelization I didn't read from the Resident Evil, because those novels came out 15 years ago or almost 20 years ago, I think.
Yeah. Well, the paperback I have since 2013, but maybe because
no, it came out way earlier than that. I was reading those things in high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's just the edition that I have or something.
Yeah. Because the author wrote, she started with the Resident Evil 1, and she wrote 1, 2, and 3, and then Code Veronica, and she wrote a few in between that aren't based on a book. She just kind of pulled it out, and then Resident Evil 7, or the book 7 of Resident Evil 0. That's the last book in 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first book came out in 1998.
Oof. Now I feel old.
I mean, I was in high school when I was reading that thing.
So was I. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have her or somebody do one for Resident Evil 4 or something at least.
I think, I think she might have just stopped, or they might have stopped paying her, or they might not have sold also.
Right. That too.
Also, she takes it. I haven't read that book, but like she takes some liberties in the fiction of the games.
Yeah, I mean, it does still follow it
Oh yeah.
mostly closely for being a book. So, I mean, they do tell you at the beginning, like, I'm sorry if this doesn't follow the game to a T. There's also like what comics or whatever too.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
So, she said between the book, the comics, and the game, there's a lot to go through, and she tried to be as faithful as possible.
Yeah.
So, getting into the news, now this is a big rumor, and not a lot of the big sites have picked up on it because obviously they're trying to do their own sourcing, because Jason Schreier would have been right up there putting it on Kotaku the minute that this came out, but obviously people are being skeptical because this all comes off of a Game Informer journalist, Imran Khan, that was on Kind of Funny Games Daily, and he said that there was a Nintendo game that had been canceled. Well, not a Nintendo game. There's a game that had been canceled that Nintendo is working with somebody to bring back, and that's all he said. And so Nintendo Insider then published this report that came out yesterday, and he's saying that with his sources that he has, whoever they are, he believes it to be Scalebound, the game that Microsoft canceled in 2017, renewed the trademark for, but then because they couldn't prove what they were going to use it for, canceled the renewal of the trademark. And so Platinum basically has that game out there for anybody to pick up if they want to. And perhaps because they already do a bunch of stuff in Nintendo, they're doing Bayonetta 3, they're doing Astral Chain, which got announced in the Direct, and could they be doing a third game with Scalebound? So, do you care that Scalebound is coming back, and do you think this is real?
It might be real. I imagine if it is, it's going to, I mean, pardon the pun, it's going to be a much scaled-down game than the Xbox One version was. Like, I doubt it's going to have that 4-player online co-op crap.
I wouldn't be surprised if it has some kind of co-op, because it is a Switch.
Maybe 2-player.
Maybe 2-player.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I like Platinum games well enough.
I was excited for Scalebound, so...
They just got bounced off the game I was really interested in for this year, which was that Grand Blue game.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly that's not their fault, though.
Yeah. I mean, I saw people, like, when they said, like, oh, it's a canceled game, people were, like, thinking it was going to be, like, Mega Man Legends 3. It's like, no.
Yeah, I think people were wishing too much there.
It would have been really funny if it was Silent Hills.
That would have been great. Like, just out of nowhere. Like, Konami just says, hey.
Sold Silent Hill to Nintendo. Here you go.
That would be awesome, by the way. Just go ahead. Take it, Nintendo.
I mean, if it comes out and is good, sure. If not, no skin off my nose. I never thought that game looked great to begin with.
Yeah, it didn't look great when they showed it off at that final E3 that they showed it off at.
Well, that was like that 4-player co-op stuff. That looked terrible. Yeah. But I mean, even besides that, it didn't look like impressive or like
noteworthy. That's what I'm saying. It could be a Switch game because it didn't look like it was just ultra Xbox One ready or anything.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much scaling down, if at all, that they really had to do, if this is, true or not.
Yeah.
Few things I wanted to get to before we get to the actual direct here. So Sean Layden decided that he wanted to do this interview with Game Informer, and this didn't really make him look good by the end, because he goes on here and says, yeah, we're open for business. when it comes to crossplay between PS4 and other consoles. Like, yeah, let's do it. Like I don't know why people keep saying that Sony's not allowing it and whatever. Yeah, let's just do it. So, Wargroove just came out, and Finn Bryce, CEO of Chucklefish, says literally Wargroove is crossplay with every other system except for PS4 because we were told in no uncertain terms is this going to happen. Sean Layden, do you not talk to your own PlayStation account people? Like, why would you go and say this and then you have... Yeah.
He's probably so much higher on the chain that he probably doesn't talk to those people.
I know, but wouldn't you make sure that edict has been passed down to those people to go, okay, literally just tell them yes?
Well,
and,
also, I mean,
yeah.
I imagine they're probably still a little sketchy about the whole cross-platform stuff, especially with this rumored Microsoft Xbox Live being on a bunch of Switch and Android crap and stuff like that. So he might say it, but you just never know about developers.
I mean, obviously, he also goes on to say that not a lot of people are doing crossplay.
Yeah.
I think to protect himself.
The next game will probably be Minecraft, I would assume.
Yeah, I would think Minecraft would get the okay, but also apparently high res. They make Smite Paladin into Realm Royale, and they're literally all we have to do is flip the switch, and Sony just keeps putting up the wall, tear down the wall, so that everybody can do cross-play and cross-progression, and Sony's not letting it happen right now. I don't know if they're kind of just stalling, and it'll be their big announcement for PS5, cross-play with everything.
No, I doubt that.
We'll see. I don't know. I do feel like at some point whenever those next consoles come out, the cross-play thing is just going to be a formality. And
probably.
Cross-progression is actually what's more important at the end of the day. If you want to play it, I mean, obviously cross-play is important for if you want to play with people. Do you have a PS4? I have an Xbox One. We can play together regardless of the system that we're on. But cross-progression is what's important if, say, you want to go to your friend's PS4 and play, but you started on Xbox. So,
yeah.
It is that's the problem that, Apex Legends has, is they can enable crossplay, but they can't do cross-progression apparently because it wasn't made with that in mind.
I think Epic fixed that, with their Epic account thing.
Yeah.
For Fortnite, but I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm not sure if it went through or not, but it is talked about it, but they were talking about fixing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Sean Layden said, is that the reason why they're now open for business is because Epic made it seem like it's not the big deal that Sony was making it seem, and then it seems like they still got the walls going. Also, Sony finally kind of let the cat out of the bag as to why they chose not to be at E3, and they said that basically the ESA has not changed with the times. They're still doing a trade show while also putting way more people in the building and then not changing what the show is. So Sony just kind of wants to go direct to consumer, and I don't really blame them, honestly.
Yeah, but also Sony's lineup this year is pretty paltry.
I don't know, the way Sean Layden talks, though, I think that they have no interest in going back to E3 unless E3 changes.
I mean, maybe, but E3 will kind of always exist in one form or another.
I would agree with that to an extent. I just feel like it's starting to become less and less important. And, people are starting to have like all it takes to me, honestly, is Microsoft saying, okay, we're going to do our own thing, and then like, what's the point of, unless you're there on the floor to play all the demos, like, what's the point of doing E3 coverage at all from outside of that perspective, you know?
It's just a big, party or, a big entertainment swell.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the, like, go-to thing to know when games are coming out for the holidays, but, I mean, he makes a point that June is kind of too late for the retailers. Like, you got to do this a lot earlier so that they know what they need to put in the stores come the holiday season. So,
yeah,
I think Microsoft might get on that ball at some point too, and we'll see where that goes. Hollow Knight's getting a sequel, which I'm all for. I really enjoyed the first Hollow Knight, so
I never played it.
It's you should play it. It is really, really, really good. This basically kind of does the Shovel Knight thing, where one of the big enemy becomes your next character that you play, and that's what you're doing in Hollow Knight Silksong. Is you're playing against the main villain. You're playing as the main villain, and you get to do a bunch of like, stuff with her spear and stuff with the spider webs and all that stuff. It's coming to Switch and PC first, and then the other two consoles later. So
the unimportant consoles.
Yeah, I mean, it came to Switch last, so I think that when it came to Switch, a lot of people started playing it. So I think they're trying to correct that and put it on the indie game system first, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, Final Fantasy 15 may not be getting any more DLC aside from the Arden DLC, which comes out next month, and the anime prologue is out right now. But you can read all about what would have been in that DLC in a book called Final Fantasy 15, The Dawn of the Future, which is what the entire package of DLC was supposed to be called.
That's going to be 2,000 pages long.
I'm actually interested in reading this because I always wanted all those DLCs to come out, so then we finally have the full story of Final Fantasy 15, which is so weird.
They should have,
but
they should get they should have an audiobook version and have like the voice actor who plays Noctis read it or something.
Maybe that could happen. I could see it happening for Japan at least. I don't know about international, but it's coming out in April for Japan. It's coming out internationally at some point. So I will pick it up when that actually happens. So
I won't. I'm good.
You're good. You're like, whatever.
I mean, the story in Final Fantasy 15 is not existent.
Yeah, it's... You gotta watch way too many things to get the story.
Just like Kingdom Hearts.
It's like, watch that movie, watch the anime, play all the DLC games, like, then that doesn't even get an ending. Like, yeah. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Alright, so getting into this Nintendo Direct here that happened on Wednesday. Super Mario Maker 2 is happening for Switch.
But it doesn't have Super Mario Bros. 2, so fuck that game.
They could add that DLC.
No, I'll actually give this a shot, because I didn't play the Wii U version, because I don't think anyone did, really.
Yeah, I played the 3DS version. I was never going to make anything, but I loved playing the levels that were there.
Yeah. Like, I probably won't make anything either. Like, I'm not creative in that type of headspace.
Right. The biggest thing is, looks like you're going to be able to play 2-player, because Luigi is on the box, and they made a point to make that 2 show up very slowly.
Yeah. I think everyone just expected it to be like a port of Mario Maker.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's cool. They added its own, made it its own thing. We'll see how much from the old game comes in. There's also stuff from 3D World with Cat Mario.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
the slopes.
The real thing people would want is like them going like, okay, everything up to this date in Mario Maker 1 is now in this game as well. I doubt that'll happen, but that would be cool.
I doubt that'll happen too, but we'll see. Nintendo does crazy things sometimes.
Yeah.
No 3D Mario stuff.
No.
That would be too hard for people to do, I think.
I mean, someone hacked like something to work for like Mario 64, but I think, yeah, it's just too complicated for most people to wrap their head around.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it's cool that this is coming, and it's coming to Switch, and, you know, another thing, obviously, the big announcement at the end was Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. The Game Boy game is getting remade for Switch, no 3DS. Thank God. I mean, look, I like my 3DS.
Well, the 3DS is, I mean, they think they said that the 3DS is dying faster than they expected. I said, no, it's not. If the 3DS is dying exactly the way most people expected.
Yeah, they have Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, and then basically Atlas is like the big company supporting it with the Etrian Odyssey Nexus that just came out, and then the Persona Q2. And after that, I have no idea what's coming to the 3DS. So
here's a fun side note. A few nights ago, I ordered a Japanese copy of Zelda: Link to the Past for Super Famicom.
Hey, that's a great game. So why not?
I mean, I already have an American copy, but hey, it was $9. Why not?
Are you excited for Link's Awakening?
Oh yeah, I actually like that one a fair amount. Like, I remember playing it as a kid.
That was like my only Game Boy Color game for a long time.
I wonder if it'll have some of the more screwy systems, like, you know, being able to steal from the shop, and then if you go back in there, you get killed, or, you know, you can unequip your sword and equip more items for yourself, or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much, if they take anything out, or I do like the art style. Do you like the art style? There's a lot of people complaining.
Oh, it looks fine. It looks a lot like 3D Game Heroes, actually, to me.
Yeah. Top down.
I guess my question will be, like, are they going to add stuff? Because, I mean, I could
they're going to add stuff. It's Nintendo.
I mean, I could probably breeze through that game in, like, 3 hours, if I really put my mind to it.
Yeah, I think they will. It's what Nintendo does.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Three Houses got the majority of time, and they have now seemingly turned it into Fire Emblem Persona Harry Potter.
I almost fell asleep during that 10-minute long thing.
I'm sort of interested, but I don't want to be the teacher. Like, I don't know how that's going to work, if they're going to, like, there's a story mode where you're the teacher or whatever. Is there going to be times where you're one of the 3 houses, or how that's going to work? I mean, obviously they try to make it more like high school-y. You know, the 3 houses thing seems like a Harry Potter sort of take there. It's cool that this is now on Switch, and it's coming out in July now, so I got delayed a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not one that I'm like, I don't think I'm going to buy day one. I'm going to wait.
Well, you're not going to buy the $100 special edition?
Oh, heck no. Heck no. They burned me with frickin' the last game, where I bought that stupid $80 edition, and there's too much going on.
Yeah.
Never again. I mentioned Astral Chain. It's the new game from Platinum Games. Comes out at the end of August. It looks really cool. I like it. It looks like it's got some Nier, like co-op Nier with some other things mixed in. you're playing as like futuristic cops. I'm down for that.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm excited for Box Boy coming to Switch. So that's coming April 26th. Box Boy plus Box Girl. You get 270 stages, and you can play as QE. So that's awesome too. If you want to play with an eye on it. Might take her a while to figure out how to help me, kind of like the Captain Cho Treasure Tracker stuff, but I'm fine with that.
But didn't they show that Unravel 2 is also hitting Switch?
Oh, yeah. Yes, that too, but I'm not that excited about that. Dragon Quest XI, it's hitting that we knew this was coming to Switch, but it's going to be the definitive edition, Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age. Jesus, can we get a less ridiculous title, Nintendo? Thank you.
Probably not.
It's going to have both English and Japanese audio tracks, and it has I love the 16-bit graphics thing from the 3DS version. Like, that might make me want to double dip. And also that it has the better versions of the music with new music in it, because the music was the most annoying part of that game. I kept hearing the same song over and over and over, and I'm like, my God, kill me now. I just put it on mute so I don't listen to podcasts because I'm tired of that song. But yeah, if you did not buy it on the PS4 and we're waiting for it to come to Switch, it looks like it's going to be worth it. Tetris 99. So, Apex Legends comes out, right? Everybody's talking about it. I'm still considering playing it. I don't know if I will or not. Nintendo says, you know what? It's not on our system, but what if that Tetris Battle Royale instead? And I played some of it, and a few games. I'm not great at Tetris, so I think I got to 50th or something.
See, I know if I played it, I would get number 1 instantly.
Yeah. I think Stephanie posted in the chat that she got to number 5 last night.
I think Adam said the first time he played, he got number 1.
Yeah, I saw that too. Hey, if you're doing great at it, then it's a really fun game. It's really fun. I'm not a Battle Royale person, but Tetris Battle Royale is working for me. And, Nintendo came out last week and said they needed to find ways to make Switch Online more viable for people because they were worried that people were getting that monthly subscription version, which is $8.
Yeah.
And make more games that are online, Switch Online exclusive like this, you might get more people.
It would help.
And also introduce Super Nintendo games. That might help you too. I have not played the Daemon X Machina demo. I have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet. I heard it's mech fighting, so you like that. Captain Treasure Tracker is now fully 2-player co-op. You can get that right now, and they're going to have DLC, which comes out March 14th. You can actually, if you buy the bundle, you can get the special episode. Right now, Final Fantasy IX came out immediately. I bought it already, and I'll play it at some point.
Which means never.
No, I'll play it. I don't know that I'm going to play it the whole way through again, because it'd be the third time I beat the game. But I'll play it. It's just the mobile PC, PS4 port. It's also $21, so, I don't know that everybody's going to be jumping to buy that, but it's number one on
Okami for that price.
I already bought Okami. It's number 1 on the eShop right now, though, so that's a nice indication, I guess, that people bought it. Yoshi's Crafted World demo also came out, which I played that, and it's Yoshi, and his crafted world, and it's really cute. And Anaya really liked it, or liked watching me play it. I think I'm gonna let her play because it's super freaking easy. And it seems like from people that have played a lot more of the game, it doesn't get harder. So I guess if you want one of those relaxing games on your Switch, that might be it.
Yeah.
The I Am Setsuna people, the Tokyo RPG Factory, made a new RPG, which is more of like a PS1 style, like 3D graphics, called Ononaki. This, I think, makes me a bit more excited about their games because Lost Sphere and I Am Setsuna are... I like the fact that they give odes to Chrono Trigger, but they're so boring. So, hopefully this is better.
One can dream.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, got more stuff. I'm so excited for this.
I'm not. It's just a Marvel Cinematic Universe game.
I mean, you're adding all these people in there, so that's fine.
They showed one new character.
Which, it's Captain Marvel, so that makes sense. The movie's about to come out. We'll
the only non-Marvel Cinematic Universe character in that game is Wolverine. And I think he's the only X-Men they've shown, too.
I think was there a lot, though? I remember there being Jean Grey, Cyclops.
Cyclops is in it. Iceman, Gambit, Rogue.
Beast, I think? Beast was DLC, right?
He might have been. Cable, I think he was like in one of them. Magneto, he was really fun. I mean, they were those games. They were originally X-Men games, so they had a lot of X-Men characters in those games.
Right.
Nightcrawler used to be a lot of fun too.
I like those games, so I'm excited for this. But again, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Rune Factory 4 Special and Rune Factory 5 are coming. That was a total surprise. I didn't expect these two to come, it's basically like Harvest Moon, but there's dungeon crawling elements. So, maybe?
Yeah. It looks like a, what is it? That farming simulator game.
Stardew Valley?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
But they fight. So, that's good. I've kind of always wanted to do something besides just have the farm, so I can't say that I've ever played a Rune Factory game, so sorry if that's your bag.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you really like Rune Factory, why. I will say, they keep tempting me with Starlink. Add more things to Starlink with Star Fox, and apparently now it's permanently $20. I might buy it.
That is essentially a Star Fox game at this point because, that's just not coming to the PS4 or Xbox versions.
Right. One, Star Fox was like the big hook.
Yeah.
For it, so, if you got it on the other systems, which I don't know why at that point, unless you just don't care about Star Fox. Yeah. I'm still hoping that Grand Prix game comes out, but the fact that they haven't said anything about it worries me.
That's valid.
Do you think the Ritual of the Night actually comes out?
Maybe.
Did you like what you saw? Are you excited for it?
Which one is that?
That's that Bloodstain.
Oh, yeah. That'll come out. I'm a little... who knows if that date is accurate, but I think it'll be this year. I think people...
I think he's delayed it so much that...
Yeah, people have really shit on that game, but I like the demos that have come out. They were fine.
Yeah, Curse of the Moon was really good.
Well, the backer demos. I've played on Steam, and they felt a little weird, but yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine.
The game is 3-dimensional, so that's why it feels a little awkward compared to like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is just a pure 2D game. He's like, yeah, of course that game is going to play better.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Just to sum up other stuff really quick. I don't know why Assassin's Creed 3 is coming.
That looked straight up terrible.
That looks so bad. Awful.
That game I hope an ugly stick, man. Like, running like 15 frames a second.
Grid Autosport did not look good either.
That's I think an older game.
Yeah.
Well, that might be the same year. But it's like, holy crap, like...
Hellblade, understandably, looked like they brought down the graphics because that game was beautiful on PS4.
Yeah, but that game is not a 5-year-old game.
Yeah.
That game did not launch on other systems, or, the last generation.
And why Assassin's Creed 3? Like, isn't that, like, regarded as, like, the worst one?
One of them, yeah. Probably because they had the work done from the port of, the AC3 coming out, like, next month on other systems.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah, if you're going to port a game, port AC4 or Brotherhood or, like, that AC trilogy that came out. Like,
yeah, Dead by Daylight, which didn't look good, but that game doesn't really look...
Yeah, that game never looks good.
Anyway.
It was funny. I was watching the Giant Bomb stream, and I don't think they even knew what the hell that was, because I think it was Dan. He was like, is this a mobile game?
And of course, we have a huge Dead by Daylight player in Stephanie in the chat. She was freaking out. I was like, you already played this on PC, like, come on.
Yeah, that game, like, it's not like the Switch has, like, a cellular network, or you can just play it anywhere.
Yeah. You gotta be tethered to whatever online thing.
Yeah.
You're on. I am sort of excited for Dragon Quest Builders 2. So, I'll be happy when that comes out. Deltarune is free at the end of the month, so there's that, Chapter 1. The trailer that they show was kind of funny with all the dogs.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 added Jade, and of course someone was mad that apparently she isn't as sexy.
Yeah, I saw a video, actually by a woman, talking about, like, oh, Jade needs to be sexier, and it's like, who cares? That's what
dead.
Is for. Yeah,
she's
also
dead,
she's a zombie.
Hey, come on. Get over it, folks. Like, like I said earlier, there's Senran Kagura out there if you want sexy. And I'm sure, like, Milena and Katana will still come, and, they'll be all sexified or whatever.
Well, it's like someone was complaining, like, Scarlet is called Covered Up too. And it's like, have you considered that these games aren't being made for, horny 13-year-olds anymore?
Yeah.
Or that they, like, the developers grew up. Like, why can't you?
Right. It's like, they're thinking about this being shown at East. Well, I mean, they just had, what was it? DOA 6 showed a demo, and it was so scantily clad that they had to cancel it.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which, I mean, Senran Kagura had that problem too, but that was sort of expected. DOA still, the fact that they're still like that after all these years, I mean, I get it. That's part of the lure of that series, and that's why they had those beach volleyball games.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, grow up, people. It's fine. It's a game. It doesn't have to have people looking like that. Especially, again, she's a frickin' corpse.
Also, it's Jade. Who cares?
Yeah. I'm surprised they're not asking for, like, the Devora or whatever to also be like that they announced, like, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Direct I thought was really good. I know that they didn't announce Animal Crossing or Pokemon or whatever. I feel like Pokemon's going to get its own Direct. Animal Crossing was always going to be an E3 thing. I think people got their hopes up a little bit too much.
Yeah. People were, like, freaking out. And it's like, yeah, they weren't going to show it here.
I'm still wondering of, like, are they going to port Metro Prime Trilogy?
I mean, that was, I think, the biggest mystery, or like the thing people were expecting that didn't show up.
Because I'm starting to like get worried. It's like,
But doesn't Metroid Prime 3 have like a bunch of weird motion control stuff?
it was on the Wii U though.
Well, I know one of them. Metroid Prime came to well, that was a Wii game.
Well,
But I mean,
they were Wii games, but like the trilogy came to Wii U.
yeah, but the Wii U is a slightly different beast than
I mean, yeah,
the Switch.
You can still use the Wii remotes.
Yeah.
But technically, you have the Joy-Cons, though. You know, they sort of do the same thing. Not entirely, but mostly.
Right.
What do you know? THQ Nordic bought another studio. Surprisingly, though, Kingdom Come Deliverance sold 2 million copies. I didn't think that it sold that well. Stewart liked it when he reviewed it for the site. Some people seemed to like that, some people didn't. And obviously had that controversy about the developer not thinking that they needed to have black people in the game.
Yeah, the developer seemed slightly racist.
Yeah. It's like there were so many black people in that time period, you just are choosing not to put them in there. Okay. Warhorse Studios hasn't made a game but that, so maybe you're going to get a sequel. I don't know. I mean, I guess cool for THQ Nordic, right? They keep buying all these studios, and apparently Darksiders 3 met expectations, so...
What were the expectations? Sell 10 units?
I'm sure it's someone
like, the last thing I heard about that game was I think they patched it to be like, this is how Darksiders 2 played, and so many people complained. Here you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's people that really like that game and whatnot, but it seems to be very few compared to Darksiders 2.
Right. And like Darksiders 1 is coming to Switch like $40.
Yep. Well, Switch tax, you know. Always gotta be a little bit more expensive.
I mean, if it was both those games for like 1 and 2 for 40,
exactly.
Maybe, but not one.
Right. I'm just kind of like, that's a little bit much, but all right. Harmonix announced Audica, which is a VR rhythm shooter. It used to be like Chroma. It
was a PC game.
I remember when that game was announced, and I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I still have that game like wishlisted on my Steam account.
I hope it comes to PSVR at some point because I want to play it. Because it feels like
only being on Rift and Oculus seems a little. I mean, Rift or Vive seems a little.
Well, I think they have a deal with Oculus because that Harmonix VR thing, the Rock Band VR came to Oculus. So, which that thing didn't do anything. You know, like, yeah, I just wanted to kind of PSVR because it feels like the Fantasia game, but in VR.
Right.
So, and I never got to play the Fantasia game because I never could have. So hopefully it does.
Yeah, like I want more PC or PSVR games.
Well, plus, you know, after Beat Saber, having something like that doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
People seem to be enjoying Beat Saber enough, so this may help them. Outer Worlds is apparently not going to be super long or true open world, and obviously some people were not happy about that at all.
That does not surprise me in the least.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I'm glad that they're focusing on making a good game and not focusing on, oh my god, it's got to be huge and it's got to be 100 hours and whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Like, thank you for focusing on what matters and not on the gimmicks that are of today, where sometimes you make something too open and it ends up hurting your game. Also, Catherine Atlas somehow decided to make controversy again with Catherine. It's coming out September 3rd, 2019, PS4 and PC in the West, but apparently they changed the ending and really...
Well, they added a new ending, I think.
Well, they added an ending where apparently, like, there's a butterfly effect or something where all the character gets reset.
Yeah.
And, like, they make it to where Erica, who's trans, does not convert or whatever, or transition, and people were angry, and I can kind of understand that. It was some vitriol for Atlas. I mean, not to mention people were already mad that apparently everybody thought Rim was going to be trans and that she's an actually alien. So,
I mean, I have no opinion one way or the other.
Yeah.
But as far as like mainstream developers, no other developer even approaches shit like this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to get pissed at
the
Atlas,
ones that do, it's very small.
Yeah.
Amount. So,
like, could you imagine like a trans character in Final Fantasy? Like, no.
That's also Japanese, though. I mean, if we get away from the Japanese.
No, but yeah, but that's the point. That's my point. Like,
I mean, that's the point, though, of like, okay, Persona 5 had this problem, right, where the Japanese localization team came in and said, hey, you got to change this because of Japanese culture and whatever.
I think that might have been Persona 4, if anything.
No, I think 5, they changed something where there's supposed to be I don't think it was one of the main characters. It was one of the, like, it was like a secondary character or something that might have been trans and they changed it. I mean, they did it with Dragon Quest. It's not trans, but they handled, Sylvando is great in Dragon Quest, and he's gay, and they don't make fun of him for being gay. They don't make, like, really bad jokes or whatever. They handle it very well.
Yeah.
So, could that happen sometime in the Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or whatever? Yeah. Again,
there was that cross-dressing scene in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, which I'm sure people are waiting to see again in HD or whatever.
I mean, I certainly am.
It was funny for the time. Yeah, so, Atlas, perhaps, I mean, they have time to figure it out, right? They can change that again or whatever, but I don't know. Just sometimes we gotta remember cultures are different, and it sucks. Like, shouldn't do that, but
yeah.
Ni no Kuni, speaking of Japanese stuff, Ni no Kuni is going to become an anime, which I'm down for that. It already has the anime look.
I mean, I doubt Studio Ghibli is going to do it.
Well, Joe Hisaishi, who does work for Studio Ghibli, is going to work on it. Yoshiyuki Momose also works for Studio Ghibli, is going to work on it. Is it going to look like a Ghibli game? Probably. Or, Ghibli anime? Probably not, but kind of like what they did with Ni no Kuni 2, they might try to get it as close as possible.
Yeah.
Like, would you want to watch it? I mean, you having played through the game and stuff, would you want to...
I only played through the second one. I mean, is this an anime about the first or second game?
I think they're just taking the story and making it an anime.
Two different stories. I mean, the first story probably lends itself better to an anime, though.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
I'm down for that. Make it happen. Hopefully
Yeah.
it keeps going. Finally, before we get to entertainment stuff, EA has apparently decided they're going to make a new Need for Speed and Plants vs. Zombies. Why?
Well, Plants vs. Zombies used to be cool before it became a mobile franchise that they fucked over PopCap.
Yeah, I'm glad PopCap is doing stuff again, but like that's not even really my issue. Like you want to get a Plants vs. Zombies, like go ahead, maybe it'll catch fire again. Like Need for Speed, like what are they gonna do with that at this point? Like Forza Horizon already basically took what they do and did it a bunch of times better, and
I mean, they'll continue to burn it into the ground and not have anything worthwhile.
I maybe don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Maybe they'll have Christina Hendricks back to voice like the female character.
What was that really sold well? Shift?
I mean, the last good Need for Speed game was Most
Wanted.
That Hot Pursuit was good, and then the last one before that was The Other Most Wanted, and that was it.
So, all the recent ones is like, no.
Out of 8 games, they've made 3 good ones, and it's like, that's not a great track record, guys.
Nope. Especially when you use real cars, it kind of gets difficult to do a lot.
Yeah.
With that, too.
I mean, a Need for Speed game could be made fine, but they just have no creativity, or they're just like, let's put an open world, and that's it. And have cartooning, have a bunch of weird, bolting on a new part shit. And it's like, this isn't fun at all. Especially because you can't pause the damn game, because they're all online for no good reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want a fun racing game, yeah, Forza Horizon, that's where you go. If you want a realistic one, I'd say Project Cars.
Yeah.
And if you want a rally thing, that's Dirt. Other games have supplanted, Need for Speed.
Or you just go back to Burnout Paradise, too.
I mean, but that's a 10-year-old game.
Right, but I think it could even do better than whatever they're going to do for Need for Speed.
I mean, the only fresh, and I say fresh loosely, is another police game.
I mean, there's a reason probably why Rockstar has not even discussed, or I wouldn't say discussed, they could have talked about it, but you have heard nothing about them bringing back Midnight Club at all.
Oh, no, Midnight Club
they probably feel like, what's there to do?
Yeah. Or, remember, Project Gotham Racing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't that turn into, that just got replaced by Forza, basically?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Ridge Racer, Bandai doesn't make that.
See, a new Ridge Racer would be cool, though, because it has a very distinct arcadey feel.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, it doesn't sell.
I mean, Nintendo won't make F-Zero.
Yeah.
So, and Mario Kart's their biggest franchise, but F-Zero apparently doesn't sell because they have Mario.
And it don't have red turtle shells.
Or blue turtle shells.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Need for Speed fans, but you tell us why there would be a justification for bringing back Need for Speed.
Yeah. For all you one fan left.
So, Netflix went ahead and just canceled the other Marvel shows because you knew it was coming.
Yep.
Jessica Jones and The Punisher Season 2 over.
I am surprised about Jessica Jones, and I only say that because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
So, I imagine the press junket for that show is going to be mighty depressing.
Yeah. I would agree there. Although Hulu has said, and of course it helps a lot that Disney's going to own 60% of Hulu whenever this deal with Fox is over. So of course they can say these things, right? Hulu's basically said that, yeah, anything with Marvel in the title, we're good to go, people. So, you want to bring back Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones?
And
yeah,
not
we'll
Iron
do
Fist.
it. Not Iron Fist. Yeah, probably not Iron Fist. But, I mean, I guess they could bring him back in Only Defenders. But
No, he was better. Like, the second season of Iron Fist was better, but
right.
I think that character works better as like a side character, not a main one.
Yeah. Like, I liked Iron Fist and
Luke Cage, like, that was a great episode, I thought. Yeah.
Animated series, too. But I never said I want a whole Iron Fist show.
Yeah.
So.
See, what they haven't said yet, though, is, like, if Disney is prevented from making those shows, or, like, if Hulu is prevented for, like, a year or so, or if they can just, start making them now, they just can't air it.
I mean, technically, I guess they could announce it, right, and just not make it.
Yeah.
For a year.
Well, I think what people want is, just make it right now, make it in secret, don't tell anyone, and then, like, the day the contract is over, they're like, all right, here's the new 2 seasons of Daredevil and, everything else.
Right, yeah. That's what people want.
Because
you gotta be a little bit realistic, though.
Well, imagine how many new Hulu subscribers there would be.
Oh, yeah. Why do you think they're doing, even though they're lesser, why do you think they're doing these 4 Marvel shows that I'm about to, or 5 Marvel shows I'm about to mention? Because they're basically trying to do their own thing. So Hulu basically announced that they made a deal with Marvel to make Marvel's The Offenders into 4 different series. So there's Marvel's MODOK, which basically centers around MODOK. Patton Oswalt and Jordan Bloom are writing, so that's kind of cool. Hitmonkey, which I have no idea who Hitmonkey is.
Yeah. I mean, that's a more obscure character than anyone else.
Deep cut, man.
Yeah.
It's apparently a Japanese stone monkey mentored by the ghost of an American assassin. He goes to the Tokyo underworld and stuff. I mean, okay. Tigra and Dazzler. Tigra, sorry. What? Okay.
It's late. I mean, Dazzler's kind of well known, but...
Yeah, and then Howard the Duck. Obviously, we know who Howard the Duck is. If you like 80s stuff,
you
had his movie.
Seth Green to voice him?
I mean, why not?
No, because he voiced him in the Guardians movies. That's why I say that.
Why not? Yeah, he could. And then obviously they would have come together for the Offenders.
Yeah.
So, cool. Not something I say I would expect, but all right, let's see how it goes.
I don't know. I could see MODOK and Howard. I can completely see.
Yeah, Hitmonkey and Tigra and Dazzler.
Yeah. The interesting thing is Dazzler's a mutant, so it's like I guess their holy war against X-Men is over finally.
Well, Disney already said they're taking over the X-Men universe as soon as that deal goes through. So, and the Katie Pryde movie is the only one that's on right now, but
that's a shame. The one I was really interested in was that Multiple Man movie with whatever his name is.
I'm kind of interested in the New Mutants one.
I mean, that's done.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to end up on Hulu at this point.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to get announced. I'm like, hey, we got a movie on Hulu right now.
And also, like, I've heard that X-Men Dark Phoenix movie is in terrible shape as well.
Yeah, that doesn't look very good.
Yeah. Like, they continually try to do... I mean, this is the second shot at Dark Phoenix, and it's such a overwhelming story in the comics that it can't be condensed in a 2.5 hour movie because of Like, that'd be like trying to do like the Clone Saga from Spider-Man into a 2-hour movie. It's like, all right, good luck.
That's why you'd hope Marvel could get in there and go, well, maybe we can do something about this. So.
Yeah, but I mean, the movie's done. Like,
Yeah,
unless you're gonna
it's
retire
coming out.
from
It hasn't
sequence
released
1.
it. It's there. Yeah, unless like Marvel comes in and goes, oh well, let's add more stuff to it and make a second movie to finish it out. I doubt it, but
yeah.
Netflix is making a animated prequel series for Transformers, the War for Cybertron trilogy, and it's gonna show up in 2020. Rooster Teeth is also partnered with them, which makes me excited because they do good stuff for animated. You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm down for some animated Transformers.
Bring back Beast Wars, you cowards.
Probably not.
That's the only Transformers thing I know at all.
Not even the movie?
No, I never saw any of those movies.
No, the original?
No.
Really? Okay.
Well, it's before my time.
You gotta watch it at some point. It's freaking hokey as hell. You gotta watch it. And to be fair, I'd never seen it until I was in college. Somebody just decided to put it on at a party.
Yeah, because that came out like '84, I think.
We got drunk, and people got drunk and watched it. And I was like, I was not drunk, and I was like, this movie is fucking bonkers. It's like, what the hell? He was
isn't like
baby.
Leonard Nimoy and who's the other big? Like, there's another big actor in it.
Yeah.
Orson Welles.
Welles. Yep. The soundtrack is ridiculous. That's where you got the touch comes from.
Yeah.
All that. The Batman Ninja Turtles crossover comic is going to get an animated adaptation for Sci-Fi. Troy Baker is going to be one of the roles, so go him.
Yeah. There are a lot of really weird crossover comics, particularly with IDW. There's like a X-Files, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover comic, X-Files crossed over with Transformers. You know, they do a whole bunch of weird crap.
That's true. And Tara Strong is going to be Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. So, for her.
It's funny because I have that Batman animated series on Blu-ray that came out like last year. I don't like Tara Strong as Harley Quinn.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah. She's just too overbearing.
I'd agree on that one.
I like Tara Strong. I mean, she's cool, but yeah, I don't like her in that role, and ironically, I don't like her as Batgirl either.
Well, they're gonna have Rachel Bloom be Batgirl.
Yeah.
After this, so I'm interested. I'm always down for more Ninja Turtles doing something. So.
Did you watch that? Yeah. Do you watch the current Nickelodeon show?
No.
Did you watch the last one?
Yeah, some episodes.
That show ended on the most batshit ending for a show ever. It was amazing.
Because they just had to end it or something?
Well, I think they knew it was ending. So, like, the last, I think, 2 episodes are like a Mad Max. Like, it's not parody, but it's like an homage. Like, Raphael is Mad Max. Donatello is, like, in a robot body. Michelangelo is, like, some old hippie, like, living in the wasteland. And, like, Leonardo is, like, the, mutant, like, bad guy. And it's like, what the hell were you guys on? This is great.
Yeah, really. They were on something for sure. Simpsons got renewed again. Like, no surprise.
Please let it die.
That's going to keep getting renewed until those people don't want to do that anymore.
Well, I think Harry Shearer's almost there. I think he almost left like, a few times.
Yeah, he's left a few. Said he's going to leave. You know what? I love The Simpsons for all the things that they did during my childhood.
You have to wonder about him specifically because he's 75.
I mean, aren't they all old?
I think. What's her name? But the actress who plays Bart and Lisa, like those two are kind of mildly young, or like Yardley Smith is probably like early 50s maybe.
Okay, so they're not.
But I mean, still, yeah. I mean, they've been doing it for 30 years.
They want to keep doing it though, so. And Fox ain't gonna say no right now, and they're dying for shows.
Yeah. Bring back King of the Hill.
Well, you'd think they would, right?
I think Mike Judge is too busy, but
yeah,
I missed that show.
I mean, Silicon Valley's ending, right? So
yeah, but I think he has something else.
He does. I can't remember right this minute what it is.
Yeah, it's some like weird music show or something.
Let me see what he's.
I mean, he just used to keep making Beavis and Butthead and then King of the Hill.
Well, I mean, speaking of bringing back old things, Nickelodeon is bringing back Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because that's having, a movie?
Yeah, later this year.
And they're also bringing back All That.
Yeah, they just announced that tonight. Or, like, the Kenan Thompson announced it. Like, officially.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the same problem Activision has. Like, what does Nickelodeon have right now? They have SpongeBob and SpongeBob.
Yeah, Mark Jones is doing that Tales from the Tour Bus thing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what they've been doing, right? They keep doing cartoons on properties, known properties.
I think Nickelodeon owns Power Rangers now, too.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark was a fantastic show. Hopefully this thing is still good. Who knows about all that? But they need to bring back Global Guts.
We'll see if that actually... I don't think that would happen, but... I mean, they're bringing back all these other shows, so maybe.
I mean, is there like a Nickelodeon show you'd want to see come back?
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of... I like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, I liked that when I was young, a kid. So, I may watch it for that reason.
Yeah.
But, when I was a kid, it was sort of scary because I'm younger and that might have...
Yeah.
Now you're kind of just watching to see what they do. Will it be good? Yeah. I mean, that's it for us talking about news and stuff. Obviously, Anthem releases officially after their fifth or sixth version of release for everybody on the 22nd, on Friday. Chromagun comes out for PSVR, which is a VR puzzle game about colors, on the 21st. Steins Gate Elite comes out PC, PS4, and Switch today. So does Yakuza Kiwami 1 on PC. Comes out today. Yume Nikki Dream Diary comes out for Switch in a few days. Origami Shadow Edition comes out on Friday. The How to Train Your Dragon game, Dragon's Dawn the New Riders, comes out on Thursday for all the systems. And Death End Request, because Idea Factory has to have the weirdest freaking names, for their RPGs. It's the new one from Compile Heart and Idea Factory. It comes out today too. So
yeah.
Somehow I feel like one of us is gonna get stuck with that game.
Have fun.
I always get stuck with the Compile Heart game. So yeah. I mean, I already had Adam offer me Record of Argris, whatever, and I was like, nope.
He knows better than to offer me that.
Well, I was like, it's on PC, and I was like, I am getting a new PC, like, within a week or two, but I'm so backlogged, I don't want to take anything else.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I didn't get, sometimes transparency eats you in the butt. I don't know. I was trying to be nice and be honest with this person about why I'm just now playing Raiders in Mystralia, that I literally did not, like, because sometimes you know how Gmail has that notifications,
yeah,
the different folders. It got stuck in the notifications folder way down there. I happened to look through it one day and I was like, oh, it says that this code got approved on the terminals thing. And I was like, oh, it's this game that came out the same day as Kingdom Hearts 3. Great. It's like 2 weeks after it already came out. Oh, and this game's like 25, 30 hours. Awesome. So I'm like 50% of the way through, and I'm like, well, I can tell you I might have something done by the end of the week, and the person hasn't said anything, so I don't know if they're mad or they're just not answering. I don't know. So, but anyway, that's enough inside baseball for one show. So, if you enjoyed what you heard here, as always, you can let us know on our Twitter handles, at @WTMSean, at Humanity Plague, at WTM Network. I did have one person hit me up during the week and it's like, I always appreciate you guys being honest about your feelings on games. And he then wanted me to give him my thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3, and I gave him a pretty long summary. So
it only took 3 hours.
Yeah. Hit that iTunes or wherever it is that you listen, and hit the review button and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching on YouTube or any of the websites. Go check them out. And we'll see you here pretty soon again for episode 201. Later, everybody.